I'm hearing this dude crying in Spanish on FaceTime and hearing another dude going through some stuff. And I can't see, but I can hear. And I really had to sit down and like, damn, this really what I want to continue doing because I got off easy.
Let's jump in right away, man, with the cooking, man. Like you just mentioned, you're gonna cook. You cook, like you cook the salmon
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. So I'm originally from Cleveland, and when I came out here in Colorado, I didn't know how to cook because my mom was the one who was making all my prep meals and stuff like that. So I had to go through the stages of like just bad cooking and doing whatever I could to like this is okay. Then I started experimenting. Then I started having like these 5-star meals until I could cook for my family and everybody like this is good. Until now that I could just look at Google, see what I want to eat, see the seasonings they use it, and then just go from there.
Oh, that's good, man. That comes in handy, man. You don't have to
Yes,
worry about paying somebody to do it for you.
exactly.
All right, all right, all right. Let's jump right into March 5th, man. Your upcoming fight, UFC 272, Erick Gonzalez. His second fight with the promotion. Thoughts on him and what he brings to the table.
He seems like a scrapper. He's willing to fight. He goes, if the fight goes the full distance, he has looks like he has the cardio in the wheel. I'm pretty excited to get in there. Since my last fight, just to make up, my checks. Cause last time I ain't win, so I only had one check, so I got to make up for that. But overall, I think it's going to be a great fight. He seems like a great matchup. He seems like he'll be ready to fight. Whether it's stand up on the ground, wrestling, all the way over, all the way around. So I'm just excited.
Yeah, let's talk about his last fight against Jim Miller, man. He stepped in on short notice. What did you think of that performance he had?
I think it was cool. He seemed like he was a little nervous. I heard it was like
Short notice.
short notice. How long was it? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
No, I would think it was a couple days.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, shit, he was really looked like he was really nervous there. But overall, it seemed like it was his first, his debut fight, going against a veteran, which that could mess with a lot of people. So overall, man, he looked cool. I don't really know what else to say. Like I watched the tape on him, he just looks like he's ready to fight for real.
Yeah, it was a pretty, decent,
Mm.
entertaining fight, man. He was engaging on the feet. I believe he knocked down Jim Miller in the first
Yeah.
round, and then he ended up getting finished in the second.
Hmm.
So he's probably gonna bring that just in a more calculated, prepared way. Does that anticipation, what I mean, does that make you more excited, that style?
I mean, you said that anticipation of him being, being more prepared.
Yeah, more prepared and be more calculated, and it'll be a little bit more of a test compared to like a wild style.
Yeah. Uh, I'm really ready for whatever. Like I said, watching some of his fights, he's a scrapper. He's somebody that can take a shot and keep going. Seeing that he has more time now to prepare for a fight, I'm pretty sure he's going to be more, ready, thirsty to win, hungry to win. I'm keeping that mindset that he wants this as much as I do. So I'm just ready to go, ready to see what he got.
All right, I wanted to jump back to your last fight against Jamie Malarkey, man. It was a very explosive fight, man. A back and forth fight. Do you go back and dissect the losses you have?
Yeah, man, I watched that video like 20,000 times already, man. Overall, I believe I did great. I had a couple of things here and there, but I don't feel like those things were that detrimental to the fight. But also I learned that things happen in the fight game. Getting caught with a knuckle to the eye, fracturing my orbital. That was my first time dealing with that. I remember when it happened. Like the right side of my eye, it felt like it just shut off.
Mhm.
And and I'm just thinking about what's that dude named Brian Ortega, because I'm
Yeah.
like trying to open my eye, and I'm like, is my shit cut? Is it like Brian Ortega? Is it swole? And then,
Oh.
with one eye, I look and I see the referee, and he's just like nonchalant, like, "Oh, you're good, keep going." So, that was a great experience to just, learn as a fighter, and yeah, you got to dissect, your old fights to, improve on it. So I watched it a lot of times. I've been watching my goods, my bads, and what I need to work on.
Yeah, I felt like you had everything in that fight. You
Yeah,
had the good and you had the bad, and you got caught. It's
yeah,
different from getting your ass beat for 15
yeah,
rounds. Like not 15 rounds, 15 minutes. I mean,
yeah.
15 minutes of just being outclassed. Do you feel like mentally that could like really affect a fighter compared to just getting caught?
Uh, it depends on whoever it was. Like, what's
Mhm.
that one dude that fought Sugar Shane? Chris, was it Chris? I'm horrible with names, bro. So don't even. The dude that
Yeah.
caught like every clinch. You know what I'm talking about?
Ah.
He had green hair. He went against Sugar Shane O'Malley.
Oh
What?
yeah,
Yeah,
Montego
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, it seemed like after that fight, he was like, "Oh, I was taking all the shots and blah blah blah." So it depends on the fighter. Um, and that's actually one of the things that like kept me up, because watching that, I'm like, man, I felt great. I had some things going on in my life, but even with all those things going on,
Mhm.
going in the fight with a basically a fractured rib, I did great. It's just, I got caught. And I kept trying to fight. Even though I didn't know what was going on, I just know I couldn't open my eye. Defending myself as best as I could, and then when he hit the rib, I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot my rib." And then he hit it the second
Oh.
time, but the second time it was a direct hit on the rib, and it was like, "Yeah, you got about 8 more minutes, man. If you you was looking for a way out, this is the way, man." And
Mhm.
it was just a life lesson, man. Really.
Man, the fractured rib, that is a big injury to take into a fight, dude. Because
Yeah.
we saw Diego Ferreira, he fought, I forgot who he fought, Gamrot, and he
Mm.
had a rib injury, and, like, Gamrot hit him right in the rib on the ground, and basically
Mm-hmm.
he just turtled up, dude, and then after the fight, he told everybody, "Man, my rib was jacked up heading into this
Yeah.
fight." So, when I hear that, man, I'm thinking like, man, you guys are some of the toughest dudes in the world because little fractured rib people, like, they're not even going to work and they sit at the
Yeah.
office.
But we're going in a cage injured. So
Yeah.
it sucks that that happened. But again, you live, you learn. And I just took that on the head. I took that on the
Mhm.
chin, and just, what can you do? You have those thoughts, those negative thoughts after like something like that. First time being in the hospital, truly experiencing the other side. I've
Mhm.
lost before, but not like this. Usually it's me sending people to the hospital.
Mhm.
And for me to be the one in the hospital bed, it really like changed my perspective about the fight game, and just, my career. And like I really had to sit down and like, damn, like I got like I ain't gonna say the short end of the stick. It's just what I was hearing, because I couldn't see. So, but when I was in the hospital and not the hearing the cries of men, fighters, and like, damn, like I'm hearing this dude crying in Spanish on FaceTime, and hearing another dude going through some stuff, and I can't see, but I can hear. And I really had to sit down and like, damn, this really what I want to continue doing, because I got off easy,
Mhm.
because my eye healed. I mean, my the orbital of my cheekbone, it healed in within like 6 weeks,
Oh, okay.
and things can always be worse, but shit, I put so much work and dedication to this. It's like I might as well keep going forward, because the goal doesn't change, So I'm just staying focused, and I'm just ready to fight, man, for real. Especially since we about to be in Vegas, T-Mobile, they let fans back
Yeah.
in. We about to hear the roars. I don't know if I'm gonna be like on the prelims, so I'm gonna go in. It's gonna be a lot of empty seats. That's
Mhm.
cool, but
Yeah.
as long as I get the dub, that's all I'm focused on.
Definitely, definitely. Peaks and valleys, man. Peaks and
Yes.
valleys. That's what it is. And yeah, you mentioned 6 weeks it took to get your orbital fixed. What about your ribs, man? How long did it take your ribs to get back to normal?
So I think it was about maybe 8 weeks.
Mhm.
Uh, I just chilled. I chilled for a little bit, because I couldn't really do too
Yeah.
much. But Yeah, so it took me about 8 weeks. Once that healed up well enough where I could do some things, I got back in the gym, lifting weights, get my cardio. And once it got to the point where the pain was, uh, what's the word? I can deal with it.
Hmm.
Um, I got started getting back to sparring, rolling and stuff like that. Now it's about 2, 3 months out from that last fight. I'm good.
Yeah, of course. And you probably got to enjoy the holidays then, man.
Yes. I wouldn't even look, man. Sometimes you just gotta see it as a blessing in disguise and keep it moving.
For real, huh? And when did you start the camp for this one?
Uh, let's see, 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to have a shorter camp because when I'm at home in Cleveland, like I do still train, and I'm a naturally driven person, so I don't need people to tell me you got to be in the gym, you got to be in the gym. That's where I live basically. It's like my second, third house, and so I was back home doing what I needed to do, and after watching my last fight over and over again, and talked to the coach, and like, hey. I want to see. Well, I want to try out the 6 week training camp rather than the 2 to 3 months,
Mhm.
because after a while, the wear and tear on your body.
Yeah.
The wear and tear on your body, the wear and tear on your mental, because it's like it's 3 months before you fight, and I'm doing what I need to do day by day, week by week. But after like that second month, and then it's about to go into the third month, I'm like, shit, what I'm out here for again? Like I'm
Mhm.
just like I'm just ready to get things over with rather than having that intent. If you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, everybody, has a different recipe to success, right? Like
Yes.
some dudes, they might benefit from a 2 month, 3 month camp. Some dudes,
Hmm.
like you said, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Some dudes is short notice. They just stay
Yeah.
training and then they just hop in and cut the weight
Hmm.
and they perform their best. I think you're still young. You got to
Yeah.
find the recipe for yourself, right? So it's good that
Yes.
you're just trying something different.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm feeling like it's good. I'm liking it. I'm still training how I train. No injuries. My body's feeling good. I'm feeling good mentally, and I'm ready for March 5th, man. That's
Yeah.
that's it.
Before you got into this training camp, did you focus on certain skills and developing them?
Yeah. Certain, yeah, a lot of things. Getting better with basics things, boxing, wrestling, jits, and all those cool, crazy things. Um, Fighter mentality, strategies, and stuff like that, and just understanding like where I'm at, like being consciously aware of where I'm at. And the time I spent home, I feel like it made a huge difference because I came back to Factory X, man. It feels like I never left, and they just added on new skills.
Definitely. And you've never went to the judges in the UFC. Would you like to go to the judges this time in this fight, or do you see yourself getting like an early knockout like normal?
It depends, because like I said, he can take a shot, and it just depends on him, in a sense. I mean, it doesn't really depend on him, but it
Mhm.
depends on him. I don't like going to judges. I went to the judges about one time in my career. It was my amateur. It was my amateur days. Fought a guy named I think it was Nick Foxhuber. We're
Mhm.
cool, but I won the fight. Basically, you can go watch it.
Mhm.
I won the fight. I did an accidental groin kick in the third round. It was my first one. As soon as I did it, I turned around, put my hands up. My bad. They just took a point from me, and from there they called it a draw. And even he was like, "Nah, he won." Like within the cage, he holding my hand up, pointing at me, shaking his head. We went to the back. I apologized for the groin kick. He was like, "Nah, bro, I was just taking my time. I was tired. You was beating my body up." I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Good. You did a great job selling that. But we used to play Fortnite a lot
Mhm.
back in the day. So anytime we was online, he'd tell anybody and everybody like, "Oh yeah, me and this guy right here fought. He beat my ass." But so he's a cool guy. But since then, I was like, nah, no more judges.
Mhm. All right. Well, I guess we're not going to see the judges then. Um, a few more questions, man. Before I let you go, MMA fans, man, MMA fans, you've experienced them. I watched the video from your last fight, and you were kind of calling them out on a couple of things. They could be wild, they could be crazy. What do you think MMA fans obsess too much about that fighters really don't care about?
Uh, Again, it's all situational, but from my opinion, just like brawls and all that, like kill you gotta knee. They just want to see blood and like violence. They don't really understand. Some for most of them don't truly understand martial arts and the skill set and the mindset that it comes with it. They just want to see us punch and kick each other so they can say, "Oh, and say I was there." While you end up in the hospital hearing grown men cry.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't really care about too. I don't really. It's not that I don't care about the fans. I appreciate the support. I love them, especially the ones that stick with me even after an L. But I don't really focus too much on the fans because it's like they too fickle. One moment they with you, the next moment they gone. So it's like, why even care?
Definitely. And PTSD in combat sports, not CTE, PTSD
Okay.
from injuries, weight cuts, damage taken in a fight. Have you experienced this and overcame it in the past, or have you seen it in other fighters around you?
The most PTSD I have is if somebody is in my blind spot. I'm protecting myself. That's the
Mhm.
most. But I just see that as a good thing because I ain't
Reflexes.
done with fighting. Maybe one
Yeah.
thing if I was like done and I'm still spazzing out, but I'm keeping my skills sharp.
Yeah.
Um, what was the other? Oh, and me. I mean, I had TKO. I had a broken rib, orbital. Malarkey ain't do nothing but make it worse.
Mhm.
Uh, what else have I had? I think that's about it.
Mhm.
Uh, I got a cut under my eye from a fight. I've been hit hard before. It's like you kind of get over it.
Mhm.
It just comes with it.
Well, that's what makes you an elite fighter, I think, because
Mm,
if you didn't get over it, you wouldn't make it to that level, right?
no, you be getting
For
beat
sure.
up all the time and quit.
Exactly, like, probably me. And, last one, man, Kevin Lee, he signed with Eagle FC. They're gonna pay him in crypto. I just wanted to get your take on cryptocurrency, and would you ever consider getting paid your fight purse in crypto?
No, but I would take some depend okay because it all depends. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm,
it's up and down. One moment
mhm,
you a millionaire, and next moment you living in poverty. I don't
mhm,
know too much about the crypto, but out of curiosity, I take a little L. And if y'all
mhm.
can't pay me the whole thing, I take some cash and then I'll get a little crypto just to see how that run. But just to pay me in crypto and I don't know how to use it, like how I'm gonna pay my bills, bro. Like how I'm
Yeah,
gonna buy food, how I'm gonna pay my manager and my team. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, here you go, here's some crypto. That's not gonna work out.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, you're not gonna get paid on crypto, man. March 5th, UFC 272, Las Vegas. Like you said, the crowd is gonna be there. T-Mobile Arena, a fire matchup here, man. Devonte, appreciate the time. Good luck on the rest of the camp and the fight.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.